Good morning, YouTube. Really need to, really need to fix my upper. Really need to fix my upper. My upper top bunk, but I don't care. Man, this has been. This has been a rough week. I've actually, not actually, had to act like a truck driver. A lot of driving all the way there, cause, hey, Mike, cause I'm on a dedicated, which, these dedicated routes that make me lazy. I know when I can get there, so forth and so on. And a lot of times, I'm, slightly late and so forth. And it was making the company look bad. And they never said nothing to me. But now, hey, Associate Minister, what's going on? I had to actually push my boundaries to the limit, and it's not a bad thing. It's actually what I do as a truck driver. But like right now, I've got about an hour and a half before I can roll again, and it just. Just got a reminder of what I used to and had to do as a truck driver. I've been going back. I'll be going back and forth to West Memphis. I don't know if any of you guys know, but West Memphis and Memphis, Tennessee is the hood. It's the straight up hood. But I had to go that way a whole lot, and it's really sad. The end of an era. There's a Walmart that I used to always go through. They're not allowing trucks in there anymore. They're actually building a truck barrier. You can't drive. You can't drive, driving. I had to go West Memphis, West. Let me see what the name. It's the same area, West Memphis, Arkansas. It's like right over the bridge. It's right over the bridge. And that was my spot because you kind of try to cherish Walmarts. Because those are the only places that you can get into and get out of. But you're only supposed to be there to go shop and then leave. Guys are spending the night there, and I understand. Trust me, I understand. But when you mess it up for the rest of us, now it's gone. But like I said, I've been doing dedicated for a minute, and they built on the route there. It wasn't even an interstate; it was just a U.S. highway, and then they switched. Now it's an interstate. So it's like the little things that you notice. I remember trying to find a truck stop going. I think it was I-22, and there was like 3 total. Now there's like I lost counting all the truck stops that they've been built out in the area. And it's all good. I blew a tire on my trailer, and I had to wait for that to get someone to come out and fix. Then turns out, see, like cars have what you call brake fluid that is used. So when you press on the brake, it pushes in that brake fluid to engage the brakes. Well, on 18-wheelers, they have an air system. So when you press on the brakes, it engages the brakes to, engage or disengage. Well, I was real close to our yard in Memphis, in Olive Branch, which is literally Memphis. Across the bridge at Olive Branch. And I was supposed to, get some fuel there, and I was just coming past, and my air pressure just started dropping like a brick. I'm at a light, man. My air pressure's dropping like, I'm like, oh man, I'm losing air. Once I lose air, the brakes lock up, and I can't move. I took it to the shop, and while I was waiting in the shop, I was playing around with some stuff, and I engaged the brakes. I'm losing air again. I disengaged the brakes to the trailer. I'm not losing air. So I got a guy that had me pull in, and they checked under the trailer. My whole air tank rusted out. It was just hanging there. I'm like, oh man. So I switched trailers. I got a dedicated trailer from somewhere else. And I know I probably ain't supposed to be using this trailer, but the computer let me take it. So, hey, I don't know what to tell you. It's going to be used for Kellogg's today. But guess what? I'm going right back. I'm going to Cisco, right back in Memphis. I'm picking up my next load in an hour and a half, and I'm going right back to West Memphis. And then I pick up another load, and I come home from my off time. Thank God, because I'm tired. Other YouTube info. There's another company. I believe it's a Chinese company. I'm looking at what they're selling, and they've checked out my YouTube channel. They wanted to know my analytics, and a mic and a picture of my lawn. Figures they want to know when I'm in transition. I'm in transition to switch my lawn into zoysia. Really. Now you want to look at my lawn? So I sent them the pictures for that. They want to know my analytics of who watches my channel. Most of the time, especially this time of year, the people that watch my channel are, lawnmower enthusiasts, in lawn care enthusiasts, middle-aged men, and I sent them, screenshots of my 3 biggest videos, which is 17, 11, and 7,000, views, and all 3 of them are lawnmowers. Especially my Husqvarna, I love that thing. I gotta fix the seat. But they, are lawnmowers, and they wanted to know how much I wanted to charge them for the video, how much the video costs, and I'm like, look, I tried every other way because I've been approached 3 other times. I said, I'll charge you $50. Nope, nope. I said, look, I'm a lawn care enthusiast. I'll do it for free. Because most of the time they want you to review their product and you get to keep their product. Okay. You're gonna give me a lawnmower, but I've been disappointed every time. So, I'm not buying anything, I'm not taking anything, but I will review it because look, how does that do that? I'm looking for another lawnmower. I'm about to pick up one Friday, actually 2. I'm about to pick up 2. And now I got to make room in the garage. But I miss the season is starting. My lawn is waking up, and I just ordered another remote, which is I go in the back. I'm gonna put the two other 2 remotes in the front, and I'm gonna have 3 hoses to get a better spread of watering my lawn, and I'm gonna reset my my timetable to every other day, 10-15 minutes, and I'm gonna be switching some money over into my joint account to add to the water bill so that she doesn't get mad. And because I'm trying to grow my lawn, I'm trying to get my lawn back to full green status. We're going to be going a little full tilt boogie this year, and that's just the update of what I plan to be doing. And also, I'm going to be buying some more plants. I'm setting up a watering for the apple tree and my 2 peach trees, and I'm going to make sure that's in the range of where I'm watering the grass in the backyard. And that's relatively it for what I'm trying to do at the moment. But we're going to be doing that on a budget. That's the magic word. We got to stay on budget, so I can pay off some more credit cards and so forth. So that's another part of trying to be responsible and then having this channel. But now let's switch over to another story. Most of you regulars know I'm a hot mess. The regulars on my channel know that I've been through something. Let's see here. But one of the things that I found out when I, started on the road. Oh, thanks, Mike. When I was been on the road, was they had these I forgot what they call them. They're not strip malls. I really do need to do my homework. I really do. They're not strip malls, but they clearance, like all across the country, especially when I was going from California back. I would stop at these clearance areas where I could park my truck and outlet mall. Thank you. Jeez, it was driving me up the wall. And they're dying. Outlet malls are dying. But I had specific outlet malls. The main one was up there south of Columbus. And I would walk in the malls and find discounts on women's, let me say it like this, women's pocketbooks. And, I've been married for 8 years. We've been together for 10. And I remember when I first started walking into the store, I felt this is some gay stuff. So don't judge, because, I'm a man. This is some gay stuff. But then I started realizing, if I'm going to be with this woman, because I noticed she's always had pocketbooks, and she would wear a pocketbook out. And I never was ever with someone that appreciated receiving a present. I've got many videos that when I bought her a gift, she was getting excited and whatever, and I just started enjoying the moment. And didn't have much money, but I would go and find these Coach outlets. I never knew what Coach was, and Michael Kors. Those are the two main guys. And I asked her, I figured out what color. She's black, brown, and she loves red. So you can't go. You can't go wrong if you pick those, and that's what I did. And I started just noticing her, just noticing her likes and dislikes on what type of pocketbook or whatever. And I actually started and made it a tradition. I made up my own tradition, and I would buy 2 either Coach or Michael Kors bags through the years. Through the year, I buy 2 of them, hide them in the house, and give them to her for Christmas. This is the first year I didn't give her that gift, and I was just heartbroken. Over 10 years, so that's 2 bags a year for 10 years. And she's used every one. You know how when you buy somebody a Christmas gift, you never see it again? No, she's wore these things out, and it's made me so happy. But the thing is, I figured that I got it down to a science. These bags, the price tag would be like $400, $500, $600, $650. There'd be these big prices on them. But during February to June, they would not be that price, because it done made it to the outlet mall, made it to the clearance centers. And there was one time, that's why I loved going in there when there was a gay dude in there, because he see me thinking I'm buying, I guess I'm buying it for myself, I don't know. But he throwing that salesman, and you get this off, and then you get this off, plus because you're in here today, you get this off, and next thing you know, this $600 bag I'm getting for $75. I leave that tag on there, but that $600 bag I'm getting for $75. What's going on, Eddie? How you doing? And I personally made that a tradition, and I have really Uh, I really enjoyed doing that. And I remember I would walk into these stores, money in my pocket or money on my card, and these women would blow me off like he ain't getting nothing. I'm looking like I'm like Raggedy Ann Raggedy. You don't realize you got a sale as soon as I'm walking in the door. And if you got those 3 colors I just said, and the way there's certain pocketbooks that my wife got, I'm gonna buy something. And many times I get blown off, and then I made it into learning experiences. And I would pull someone aside and say, "This is why because they'd ask, well, who sold that to you? Oh, that was that one, or that one, or that one." You know what I'm saying? And I'll get to the reason why I'm telling the story. And it was learning experiences, and I said, "Ma'am, I want to thank you," and I would go, "I thank you for acknowledging my presence in your store." Most people don't. I'm a truck driver, I'm an older truck driver, but I've bought at least 20 pocketbooks for my wife over the years. So when I come into the store, I'm looking to buy. Just because I look like crap or raggedy, that don't mean nothing. I got money in my pocket. And I said, so thank you for acknowledging me, and that's why you got the commission. Now, I said all that to say this. Your president, not mine, Frito-Lay, the Cheeto head, has angered certain companies that that has angered certain countries, and shows you that how stupid they are. Because everybody voted for this guy, and every time I'm almost kicked off of the other TikTok, because I be saying, you idiot, you're a knucklehead, you voted for this fool. And now they've come out and said that all of these luxury brands that you're buying are made in China. They're made in China, and then they're shipped over to their country so they can finish it off. Like, 'cause there's certain bags that have a serial number on them. There's a serial number sewn into them, and the label or whatever, the G or the Gucci or the C or whatever, so they know which one. And my question is, everybody's up in arms because it's made in China. But where did you think it was coming from? Where did you think it was coming from? Eddie Lugo Studios here did, and I'm going to use you as an example. Avid cruiser. Cruises, loves cruising. That's his channel. Check him out. It's all about cruising. I love cruising. That's why I need to have like 3 different channels, but I just incorporated because it's my life. But the thing is, these cruise ships would not have the workers if it wasn't for these third world countries. They recruit young people from all of these third world countries, and they I've seen videos and how these kids they've come and brought their families back to life, paid for their younger brothers and sisters to go to school and have a better life. And I had to learn that the hard way. Eddie, I know I tell this story But there was this one young lady, because I started out as a cheapskate when I started cruising. One young lady, and I just happened to notice her throughout the day in different uniforms, cleaning up, working behind the counter in the marketplace. Later on that evening, a waitress at my table, and I remember one night I was in the elevator being a pig, and I had plates of food from the marketplace, late night pizza and all that, and I'm going back to my room, and she steps in the elevator. And I looked at her, and I said, "Hey, are you still working?" She said yes, and tried that. It was a fake smile. And I remember after that, I chose I'm going to give extra. I'm not going. I used to be that person that would stand in line at the end last night, get my money back for the gratuities. I pay my gratuities ahead of time. I give extra to my room staff. I give extra to the wait staff. Normally it's like $75, and I give extra. I said that to say this: these mega companies use other people from other countries and pay them a whole lot less. They pay them a whole lot less so they can have more profit. You know what I'm saying? So they can have more profit. You got to remember these this notion to bring manufacturing back to the United States. It's just not going to happen. The profit margin will never happen. You've got Union, General Motors, and I'm nothing against the union. My father was union. They've got some, after a certain amount of years, are going to be making six figures working on the line, making your car. GM, General Motors, Ford, they're going to be making six figures. How are they going to be able to stay up with that and then try to sell you and me a car? How are they going to stay up with it? Well, you know how they're going to stay up with it? They're going to be moving more manufacturing out of the country. John Deere, one of the countries I love, moved a whole lot of their stuff to Mexico. When you taking something somewhere and everybody thinks, yeah, China's a first world country, but a lot of parts of that they're treated like a third world. Look at there's things going on over there that they're not telling y'all. You remember you hear the stories of what they would lock in some of the factories where they make the phones. They were locking the people in there, and people are climbing over the fence to get out of there. You know, you've got so many highly skilled individuals that got bachelors and all of these degrees, and they're working in factories. They're over here in the United States. They're trying to make us even more stupid, so that we'll want to go work in a factory again. Be honest with you, I'm too stupid to do anything else other than drive this big honker. You know what I mean? Exactly. Do you see? But my thing is, how stupid can you be? If you're thinking that a Coach bag that was originally $600, now I could pick up at an outlet mall for $75, and they're still making money off of it. So that bag is probably a whole lot cheaper than the original make of that bag is a whole lot cheaper than even the $75 that I got the bag for. I'm not mad like everybody, because first of all, that they had the Birkin bag. I remember one lady said it's poor quality. But the Birkin bags, you can't even go out and buy a Birkin bag. You have to be invited to come buy a Birkin bag, and it's $20,000, $40,000, or some old crazy number. It's some crazy number for these bags, what did you not think that they were doing? You got the Kardashians going, oh, that's just not true. Yeah, because you're dipping into their billions of dollars. They're making it like some old artisan, some Italian artisan is with his hands shaking and he's sewing that leather together. It used to be like that, but this is a dying age. Even in Japan, their race is dying because people are not having babies. Why do you think you can go to Italy and buy a daggone villa for $30,000? Because people are not staying in these old establishments. People are not doing the older ways. But China figured out that they could come in, make all of this stuff, and sell it to other countries, especially us. You see all those flags, Make America Great, Trump 25, Trump this, Trump that, Make America Great Again, all that racist crap. It's made in China. On a different platform, excuse me, on a different platform, they came out and said, look, we make all these bags. We just send it to the country so they can finish and put the label on it. What did you think? How do you think they become millionaires? You're not going to become a millionaire and a billionaire doing one Gucci bag by some Italian artisan. Yeah, to legally say that it's made in Italy, they got a group of old guys probably sewing bags together or whatever, so they can say, yeah, we do that. But they're getting 60-70% of their stuff from China. I mean, come on, man. I just bought my wife a designer bag. I'm not mad because I'm on a payment plan. I'm not mad because I know what she likes. I'm not mad because I know she deserves it. I'm not mad because I know as a yeah, exactly, Mike. I know because I am, when I bring this load of potato chips or cereal, I'm bringing this load to Tennessee today. You got to pay for me transferring this load to Tennessee. You got to pay for me picking up this load and taking it to Tennessee. You got to pay for the fuel that I put, the fuel I put in this truck, how much we charging you for me to take this to Tennessee. You got to, and when I back up into the dock, they have what's called a lumper. A lumper is the guy that takes the stuff off the truck. They charge the company that I work for $400 or $500. That's, you're paying for that. You're paying for all of that. And then I take it to a wholesaler that's taking that to other places. You're paying for all of that. So when they take this stuff, like Nike, I picked up, I picked up whole containers of Nike shoes. You could see the bare feet, the feet, the footprints, not sneakers, not shoes. You could see it was bare feet in dust on the ground. Whoever made this stuff, whoever loaded this container was walking barefoot. Just because it's in a third world country doesn't mean it's good. It's not going to be good quality. I wish I could bring Charles up, because he's even some of these designer bags are made in New York, in the fashion district. He picked up some, got them on big discount, and it was, got them on big discount. And he tried to tell you business, bro. But and again, I bought her that bag because I knew she would love it. I knew she would enjoy it. So that's why I bought it. I didn't buy it for the price. I didn't buy it. Well, they got it for $5 and selling it to me for $3.50. Well, you're a business person. That's how you do. We half of the time you're paying for the name. I have a guy I grew up with. He's my next door neighbor. Well, it was my next door neighbor. Mother was, she was good, wonderful. Father was a detective. He's still alive. He's dang near 99 years old, 98 or whatever. But the son, my friend Michael Lombard, is now a high-end leather fashion whiz or designer or whatever. And he stayed on it. He stayed on it. I thought this was the craziest stuff. He sells leather jackets with spikes everywhere. Masks with spikes everywhere. All this techno stuff. But one of his jackets go for like $2-3 grand. He's got sneakers, like the high top sneakers, but they're that daggone high leather sneakers. They call them the Leather King. He's got a store in one of those places. He's got a store in one of those places in Dubai. He does fashion shows and all that, and I don't know where he's getting his stuff made, but it might probably China. But I remember he was talking to my other friend Vincent, was telling me he's going through $1 million in product, monthly, yearly, whatever. And you got to go where someone, they bring you the schematics and say, can you do this and how much can you do it for? We're so hung up on made in America. on a global economy, it's, I don't know how that's possible anymore. You can have that widget or whatever, but when you have someone that can undercut you somewhere else, you've got to find out where's the best place to get this stuff done. I've been watching because I like watches. I'm on a budget, so I'm not. But I found one watch that I really like, and really all it was like $8, but it looks really nice to me. You only going to pay the price of what you believe it's worth. A lot of these people believe these Chanel bags that's the symbol of I got money, I got the bag. But what happens if you lose your job and you've got nothing in the bank but that Chanel bag? It's not worth it anymore. It's not worth it what you think it's worth. I was looking at a thing, the guy's walking around and he's talking about a pair of Nike sneakers that he paid $6,000 for. And the guy says, well, you don't have that behind glass? He said, no, you gotta wear them. $6,000 for a pair of sneakers. Even if I had money, I'd have that in a bond. I'd have that in a stock. I'd have that in a high yield savings account. You know, the rich people that carry that stuff, they've got the same bags, but they probably picking it up from Canal Street or Canarsie or whatever. Do you see what I'm saying? Yeah, but the older people waste their money like that because they think that. And another example, some people will pay over $100 for a pair of jeans. I'm not paying no more than $19.95 Walmart special. But see, that's the thing. When you have a factory in the United States and you pay a person the right wage, your profit margin goes from here to here. So when they move it overseas, your profit margin goes back up again. What do you think they're going to do? Do you see what I'm saying? What did you think they were doing? And again, I go back to, do you think some old Italian, maker was crafting their stuff in the Italian mountainside or no? Most of those people that originally did stuff that are gone. Yes, they've ruined businesses. They've ruined, but guess what? We ruin them too. Especially for African American. I'm not gonna say entrepreneur, African American business owner. This entrepreneur is people. I'm selling hair. I'm an entrepreneur. Man, get the heck out of here. I'm talking about that guy that's got let's use this as an example, a hot dog car. A black man will come sell hot dogs, a hot dog and a soda, $5.95. We'll come along and what the heck? I could get a pack of hot dogs at Walmart for $1.20. Why are you trying to do me like that? But then we'll go right up the street to Mei Ling's Asian market that's selling that hot dog and that soda for $8.50. Oh, thank you. This is delicious, Mei-Ling. Or we'll go to the regular supermarket owned by the conglomerate that has the hot dog and the soda on sale for $11.50, and we'll go get that. See, everybody's make they make the Mexicans a scapegoat, and they made it, but Mexican folks stick together. They stick together. They'll open up a supermarket and that place be jam-packed. I got one up the street from my house. They just as friendly in there until you ain't speaking Spanish. But they friendly in there. It's clean and the food is good. Some of it's weird, but it's still good. And they stick together. That's why they have a business. We never stick together. You've got black-owned artisans that make pocketbooks. I gotta go visit this guy because I'm gonna get a hat for me and one for Charles, but they're more expensive, so I gotta save up for them. The guy makes hats. Black owner. I'm going over there because I seen him at I had my hat on, he had his hat on, we were only two in the place. I said, man, I love that hat. He gave me his business card. I kept it in my car. I'm going to take a look, see what he got. Hey, you got anything to fit this big head? And I'm going to check him out. And you know, this stuff is only worth it if you want it. Do you see what I'm saying? Oh yeah, no, we ain't go. We go that way. But everybody, that stuff that went over in Oklahoma, there's other places that happen. There's so many massacres that have happened to our people. God forbid. But see, that's a whole nother story. We'll get to this point where we think we're surviving, and then we start treating our people like crap. Just like that lady, she just got her business back. She lost her business. Had it taken away from her. Slutty vegan. Overcharging out the wazoo, treating their employees like crap. Look, you got to figure out. It's better to stay humble. It's better to stay humble. I used to, well, no. Sorry, I lost for words. Your passion is going to make you want to do. I'll get back to these pocketbooks. I buy these pocketbooks for my wife because she wears them. She uses it. She wears it out. The handlebar, by the time she's done with this new one, I got her, and Charles's wife got a new one for her birthday too. By the time she's done, the handle gonna break. So I know if I spent $300 or $400 for this pocketbook, I'm getting my money's worth because she didn't put it on the shelf. She's wearing the bejesus out of this thing. So I will pay that money, even though if it was made for $15.50. That's half of the stuff that we got. This thing on my head, my shirt, these glasses, all of this stuff that you buy it's got a wholesale price. If you don't have enough money, if you ever go on Alibaba, I want to get a top dresser. It's a machine that you put sanding, and then you walk it. I would like to get a top dresser, get a whole bunch of them and sell them, but I don't have no business, whatever. But the minimum you can order is 10. You buy them for $1,000, so that's $10,000, and they sell it for about 4 or 5. Yeah, yeah, it came from the website, but the website had it shipped from mainland China. That's what we're talking about here. The website had it shipped to Morocco, and they had a Moroccan sew on the symbol and the serial number to make it look legit. And a quick story, real quick. Charles told me about this. They used to work for what the heck he worked for, Prime. Went down to Florida, picked up a load of oranges, took those oranges all the way to California. They unloaded the truck, and he told that they were picking up from the same place. They unloaded the truck, took those oranges out of that box, poured them onto a conveyor. Then conveyor loaded them onto a box that said "Made in California." No, grown in California. They took it out of one box that said Florida, grown in California, put them back on the truck, and took them back to the East Coast. So y'all think it's just the high-end brands. Sorry, these other guys are playing you too. Made in California, and the price is jacked up. Oh, back to Florida. Do you see what I'm saying? Or what's the other one? He told me about this one. This was years ago. I don't know. They get tomatoes, put them on the truck with the vine on them, on the tomatoes still on the vine, put them in the truck. Before they close the truck, they put gas in the truck, close the truck door, tell him to run the truck at a certain temperature, and halfway through turn it off. And say, and once he got there, vine ripened tomatoes. You're being lied to. You just don't know it. You're being lied to. You just got to know what you're going to accept and do your homework about it. You're being lied to. You just got to have some common sense, guys. You just got to have some common sense. All right, guys. Thank you for being a part of my live. We're going to shut this down. Coming up next, Wellness for Frugal Mama. Get your workout on, your fashion sense. Eddie Lugo Studios. Believe he does a quickie at 7:15, and after that, cruising is fun anytime. At 9 o'clock, Miss T with the T at 9:15. I gotta write this list down. And Miss T with the T at 9:15. I'm gonna be interviewed at the end of the month. I'll get y'all the date posted. By Cruising's Fun Anytime and her husband Jeremy. They've got a third channel, something like that. I'm gonna be interviewed. Me and the wife, we're kind of gonna be on split screens because I'm gonna be back on the road. But guys, thank you for the conversation. Thank you for helping me wake up. Now I got to roll back to West Memphis. But as always, if you don't think nobody loves you, know that I love you and God loves you. Y'all have a blessed day. We will see y'all tomorrow. Deuces, peace and chicken grease. Adios, hasta mañana, hasta luego. I don't know. But y'all have a good day. Later.